You want to help make some alcohol? Eh? Huh? You want to make a sugar wash for everybody? Okay, well, sit down and smile for the camera. Sit down and smile for the camera. You're not pointing at the camera, though. What? I know. We'll give you a treat later. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. So, still wintertime here in Northern Ontario. I'm trying to think what I can do more for content. I don't want to have all the videos be just on making solar systems. So, thought I'd do a quick video on doing a sugar wash. I did a video there on alcohol self-reliance, and I think some more detailed information would maybe be helpful if you guys want to get into this hobby yourselves. So today, I'll show you everything that you need to make a sugar wash, and we'll get one started together. So, like and subscribe, stay tuned, and let's get to it. So first off, a sugar wash is super simple and anybody can do it. Let's talk about the ingredients that you're going to need. I get this 3-pack from Still Spirits from a supplier online here in Canada. It's got the 3 active components that are responsible for the process. This here is your fast fermenting classic turbo yeast, and then this is activated carbon. This goes in with the fermentation as well. This helps increase your spirit quality. And this here is a clearing product. These 3 things I get in a package deal from a local supplier for like $17. The sugar, that's the next thing that you're gonna need, and water. That's all you need. So now let's talk about equipment. You're going to need a boiler of some kind. I have a Greenfather, which has a little bit of a PID on it.
Sorry guys, my microphone batteries died. You could use a pot like this, just straight on your stove, fill water up only 2/3 of the way, so you have room for the sugar. And that'll work just fine too, just heat it up on your stove. Or there's all other kind of boilers out there. Still Spirits makes one too for the T500 system. It's a pretty good boiler. You're going to need a mixing bowl. I use that to put the sugar in to measure. And I put it on this Berkeley scale here I picked up on FaceGG for like $50. You'll need a vessel that you can use to ferment your product. You can buy stainless ones, plastic ones. This one here is a carboy. I bought it on FaceGG for like $15, I think, for 2 or 3 of them. So really good price. And you'll also need for the top a airlock. This here is a spoon for stirring. You'll need to mix your sugar in well and stir the yeast in. And then this here is a cleaning agent called Star San. It sanitizes all your equipment. The importance of that is that you don't want to have any bacteria of any kind get into your fermentation vessel, whether it be from the spoon or the bowl or a siphon hose that you might use. So you use that product to just give everything a nice little spray and shake it off, and then it's clean. You don't have to worry about any bacteria getting in there and molding up your product.
Okay, so I've got all the equipment cleaned and sanitized, or rinsed and sanitized, and I have as you would have seen if you watched the other video, I have a Still Spirits Turbo 500 column for my pot. And with it comes some really nice attachments to allow you to be able to connect to your sink, connect to a garden hose, lots of different fittings, everything you need to be able to get a hose off of your sink so that you can use it to fill your vessel. So that's the first step in the process. All you want to do is fill up your pot and get it heating. And you want to follow the recipe on the package. So in our case, we need 20 liters or 5.3 US gallons to start off with. So after you get your water level to 20 liters, basically what you do is just follow the instructions on the package, which is to set the temperature to 86 degrees, or if you're using a pot on the top of the stove, you'll need to use a thermometer and heat it with your stove element until it gets to 86 degrees. And then once your water gets to that up to temperature, you can add in your sugar. So about 20 minutes have passed. The pot has gotten up to 86 degrees. So now I can add my sugar. So what I do first is I turn off the heat, because you want the temperature to come down to 77 if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So the way that this reads is that the water start temp is 86 degrees, but the air temperature range is 61 to 77 degrees Fahrenheit. So I turn my heat off, and by adding the sugar, I'm going to reduce the temperature, which is going to allow the yeast to start eating the sugar faster. This scale measures in ounces, so I need 281.6 ounces. That's 17.6 pounds. And when you add your sugar, what I usually do is I get a little bit of a swirl started going on the water, and then just dump it in. And then fill the bowl up again. And I keep doing that until I get to my total sugar volume. So I've added all the sugar in now. The temperature has come down to 81 degrees. And then I just want to give it a really good mix and make sure that all the sugar gets dissolved. Oh, and one thing that I forgot to mention, and what the equipment that you're going to need for your fermenter, if you're using the style of carboy fermenter that I am, or if you're using like a brew pot 5-gallon plastic pail that you can get, one of the brand names I know of is called Ale Pail. You'll need a airlock and a plug, just to be able to keep any outside particulate or anything from getting into your wash while it's fermenting. And as you can see, once you add the sugar in, the water turns a little cloudy with a little bit of a yellow tinge. I believe that's the concentration of sugar and just the cane that isn't completely bleached. And once you got all the sugar mixed in, you need to transfer your heated sugar into your fermentation vessel. So if you've done this in a pot on the stove, you're going to need to add cold water until you get to about 77 degrees. That's your optimal temperature for pitching your yeast. So I'm lucky enough that my fermenter has a pump on it. So I've hooked up the pump spigot. I'll get that into the fermenter and then pump it out. And usually when I'm using the carboy, I'll only fill it up to about here, because this is a really active recipe, and there'll be quite a bit of foam head. It comes up. I've even had it come out the top, but it usually comes up pretty high in the bottle, so you want to make sure you leave yourself enough headrooms for that to happen.
So at this point here is when I figure I have enough in there. I turn it off, and I gotta make sure that I shut the shut-off valve here, otherwise it'll just siphon back in. And you can see that I didn't quite use all of it, but I don't want my carboy to overflow, so I just leave it at that and dump the rest down the sink. I figure when I transferred it out of the pot, it was 81 degrees. I figure now I should be able to pitch my yeast, adding it into this cold vessel. It's probably dropped it pretty close to 77. I've never had a problem with it, as it's always seemed to work for me. So basically all you do to do that is just open up your yeast package, which is already pre-measured with everything in it. Dump it in. Open up your carbon package, and well, mix it up first, because sometimes it all settles. Mix it up first, dump it in, and then that's it. Give it a good stir and let it sit. But then what I usually do at this point, I like to call the human pin mixer. Grab your carboy and give it a shake. And what you want to do is get all that mixed up good and get oxygen into there a little bit, which will help the yeast start activating. So as you can see, this process has already begun. I'll give you a close-up of the yeast already starting to move and the small bubbles that are starting to form on the top. Only took about 2 hours to put this recipe together. It's super easy, and as far as I'm concerned, the product that comes out of here is delicious. Has a little bit of a cane taste to it, but other than that, a fairly neutral spirit. I've never done a double run yet, so I think in the next video what I'll do, I've got a couple on the go now, I'll do a couple stripping runs and make some low wines, and then from the low wines I'll do a spirit run, slow it down and get a nice spirit product off of it, and we'll see if that tastes any better. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe to my videos and my channel, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Enjoy your week.